So thank you for coming to Michigan State University.
Thank you
Really
for
proud to
having
have
me.
you here,
Thank
especially
you.
me. I guess my question is, after a lot of hate Republicans get, what can college kids do on campus and possibly on the internet to kind of push back this hatred that the left gives us?
Oh, laugh. Laugh, 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 laugh,
Thanks.
laugh. What, I've said this in so many college talks and nobody ever really listens. Well, they do listen, but, you know, most people are tuned out of the live stream by then. By the time we get to the Q&A, people are like, okay, I get it. The sound that authoritarians and dictators hate the most is the sound of laughter, because it's the sound of freedom. And it's the sound, it means that dissidence and mischief and subversion are permitted. And this is one of the very few countries where you can laugh at almost anyone. You can't laugh at some people. You can't laugh at Leslie Jones. Ugly, mannish cunt. You can't laugh at Leslie Jones without consequence if you have any kind of public profile, but you can laugh at most people most of the time. And it's worth preserving that. It's worth protecting that. The most powerful weapon in your arsenal, the best thing you can do, is to keep holding people to account with the power of ridicule. Because nobody can resist the truth wrapped in a good joke. And it's very difficult to get in trouble if you're really, really funny. Which is what I'm counting on. I'm trying my best not to get deported, relying on being funny. But because, you know, ultimately, being able to make people laugh is a way to connect with others, and it's something the left used to have a monopoly on, but they don't anymore. Now the right does, to be frank. And we saw that in this election with meme culture, with Pepe, with all of the kind of great culture surrounding Donald Trump. It was the right's turn to laugh. And I think over the next 10 years you're going to start to see right-leaning comedians and libertarian comedians much braver. And the other thing to say on this subject is, you know, the left has had a monopoly on culture for a really long time. They've been able to tell you what it's okay to laugh about, who you're supposed to like, you know, inflicting Schumer and Dunham on us, you know, magazine covers and all the rest of it. Odious, grotesque, talentless, unattractive harpies. You know, instructing us that we must find these women attractive and funny, or we're sexist, racist monsters. You know, none of this stuff is true, and now people know it isn't true. And a space has opened up for us to start laughing again. And the most important thing really you can do is to laugh, because the left would have you believe that telling the wrong kind of joke about somebody, you know, could be racist, could be sexist, you know. Oh, well, you can't tell that joke because you're not black. You can't tell that joke because you're not a woman. You can't tell that joke because you're not gay. It's fucking preposterous. It's so ridiculous. If I want to tell a joke about black people, I will. And you might laugh and you might not. If I want to tell a joke about rape, I will. I find rape quite funny and sort of desirable. But, and it's up to me whether I choose to make myself the butt of the joke or you. If I want to put on my Grindr profile some of you know this already. If I want to put on my Grindr profile to indicate to people that I would like to sleep with African Americans, don't contact me if you're under 7 inches or you know who your dad is. I find it funny. And you know what happens when you tell a joke like that? What happens? Nothing! Nobody fucking dies! Nothing bad happens. And, you know, the most appropriate response to these sort of hand-wringing progressive lunatics who say that jokes can be sexist, racist, all the rest of it is that. Nothing bad happens. There's no such thing, you know, this offense-taking, grievance culture. It doesn't mean anything. I'm really offended by that. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything. It's not an argument. It's not a reason to censor another person. And actually, and here's the really crucial thing, here's a really important thing, I was telling a journalist about this earlier today. Humor isn't alienating, like the left would like you to believe that it is. Humor brings us together. When you meet somebody for the first time, you know, if you're sexually attracted to them, you kind of make an awkward joke or whatever, it breaks the ice, you know? Or you meet somebody who looks different from you, or sounds different from you. You might make a joke about where they come from or what they look like. breaks the ice, lets you know that you're, human beings. Humor brings us together. And jokes about our different identities, our different appearances, our different preferences, these things bind us. They don't drive us apart. The left wants you to believe, because it believes that all language is dangerous, potentially hateful. Wants you to believe that the slightest sexually or racially charged comment could result in, racial Armageddon. Actually, what comedians who have done a really bad job of their responsibility to push boundaries in this country, what comedians have known for quite some time in this country, or they've always known. I mean, comedians should get this. They of all people should know this. What comedy does is bring us together. And the sound of laughter is something the progressive left now hates, because they can't control it. They can't police it. They can't dictate what you find funny. And that is the best strategy you have at your disposal. It is the best weapon against them, because it makes you likable and popular, and they can't stand that because they hate glamour and aspiration and beauty. You can see why they hate me so much. They hate anything they can't control, and nobody can control what makes you laugh. So the best weapon in your arsenal is laughter. Continue to laugh at them. Continue to point out their hypocrisies and lunacy and ridiculousness. And at every available opportunity, wrap the truth in a good joke, because if you do that, you will win. Everybody underestimates how funny Donald Trump is. Like, nobody, I don't understand why nobody got this. Like, the guy's fucking hilarious. I mean, he came to, do you think he doesn't know? Do you think he doesn't get it? He, comes down on this, marble escalator and says, Mexicans are rapists, and is like, I'm running for president. It's so funny. It's really funny. And he's, doing this amazing stuff. I promise and pledge to the American people and my supporters, I will abide by the results of this election. If I win. And then everybody goes crazy. He's got this shit-eating grin on his face. You're like, you think he doesn't know? You think he doesn't know how funny he is? Of course he does. He's hilarious. And that's one of the reasons he won. So remember that as you go about your business. Laughter is not just the best medicine, but is the most powerful political weapon you have.